In this video, we will focus on a basic fireground skill, single-person forcible entry using a set of irons. One of the most important skills involved in forcible entry is the ability to size up the possible and actual entry challenges and arrive at the entry location with the appropriate tools for the job. How we force a door depends on fire conditions. If the structure is heavily involved, some damage to the door is acceptable, but we still need to consider door control and flow paths, as well as the effects that the lack of both can have on fire conditions. Additional key factors to consider with forcible entry size up include the type of material the door and frame are made out of, the location of the hinges, and the intended direction of travel, and the location and types of locking mechanisms installed. While not always referred to as strike, gap, set, force, this has always been the traditional method for over 30 years. Use the adze end of the halligan for outward swinging doors. If you need to create a bigger gap to insert the halligan, use your flat-headed axe as a wedge and drive it in to create the larger entry point. Drive the adze in until it hits the door jamb. Begin pulling back on the fork end to manipulate the adze to pass through the door and door jamb while still driving the adze forward. Pull the fork end away from the door, applying leverage to the adze and forcing the door. For an inward swinging door, begin by striking the door high, at the midpoint and low, to assess for strong holds potentially indicating the location of locking mechanisms. Create a gap for your forks. Insert the halligan with the bevel of the fork facing the door frame while avoiding driving the tips into the frame itself. Drive the tool in until the top of the V, also known as the crotch, is no longer visible. Force the adze and spike end of the halligan toward the face of the door until entry is gained. The vast majority of doors you will encounter can be forced with little effort and little damage. More often than not, if you choose the proper technique for the door construction and consider the tool's design, it's usually faster, more efficient, less damaging, with more reliable results.